Alright, let's see. There we go. Switching over. Boop. Okay, so I did a little off-screen grinding.
この私に店番が頑張れば頑張るほど報われる新しいミッションが開かれました。お仕事追加です。
Okay.
リリーもお手伝い行ける場所が増えちゃいました。さっき
Alright.
まではなかったのにふわっと突然現れる。まるで蜃気楼のようですね。
Four heavenly kings of the summer mountain. Let's go. I've been hearing rumors as of late about a suspicious group on this mountain that is up to no good. They say this group brings spirits and monsters wherever they go, much like the night parade of 100 Oni. Night parade of 100 Oni? Yes, that is what I've been told. Ordinarily, I would see to them myself, but right now, Mother is obligated to fulfill my duties as Shadow Prefect. So, would you please go in my stead, Kintoki? I want you to find out what this parade of 100 Oni truly is. If it is in fact a group of 100 Oni, then they are bound to cause great harm to the human world if left unchecked, and you will need to cut off their heads before they get the chance. 100 Oni, huh? It can't be the usual suspects behind this, right? Especially since it would be a huge pain in the ass to assemble 100 Oni like this. Besides, didn't the original Night Parade involve all kinds of monsters, not just Oni? I guess it don't matter either way. You got it, Raiko. Whatever this group is, it definitely sounds like we ought to look into them. Indeed. Thank you, Kintoki. Sure thing. Now then, how to actually go about this? Volunteering for duty's well and good, but there ain't no way I'm gonna find this group just walking around the mountain aimlessly.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Heyo! What's going on, man? Let's see. Right. Alright, I got it. If I'm up against a parade of 100 Oni, or monsters or whatever, then I'll have to put together my own team of 100 shining knights. I know there's other servants who got here before me, so I just gotta invite the ones who seem like they'd be up for this kind of thing. You know, I think this is gonna be fun. Hang in there, bad boys. I'm coming for ya. Bad boys, what you gonna do? I see. So that's why you called us here. Then I think that makes us the new 4 heavenly kings. And in that case, I'll have to make extra sure I don't let you down. Hell yeah, I knew I could count on you, Boss Tawara. You're like 100 golden warriors all on your own. Tawara Tota, aka Fujiwara no Hidesato. There ain't a warrior from the Heian period who doesn't know your name. With you and your giant monster slaying skills on our side, I might not even have to get my own hands dirty. I can find my way around a forest alright, but don't expect me to be much use fighting off monsters. Kintoki is just a wholesome bandit, Keith. You know what? Yeah. I never thought of it that way, but yeah. Ugh. Damn it. Where's old man Tell when you need him? Maybe he's camouflaging some tall grass? Or just shut himself away somewhere? Hey, I'd have asked him if I saw him, but if he ain't around now, there ain't much we can do. So that's why I'm here filling in for him, huh? Sorry you guys stuck with me. Don't go into the long grass! I really should have told him not to expect me to be much use in a fight either. Sure, I have some rangering experience, but I'm not really cut out for slaying monsters and shit. I knew I should have turned him down when he asked me, but I just ended up nodding yes without thinking about it. Really am sorry they got stuck with me. Ha! What are you talking about, Mandricardo? You're not filling in for anybody. Huh? You were there. Our eyes met. And when two dudes' eyes meet while there's a mountain with a parade of monsters right nearby, the only thing left to do is to line up side by side and set off a golden hiking adventure. I had a good feeling about you the moment our eyes met. Told me you were the kind of guy who could get things done. Yeah, don't pay too much attention to anything Kintoki says, Mandricardo. He's pretty much entirely a creature of intuition. Though I have to admit, his intuition is scary accurate a lot of the time. I see. Man, this archer's all sociable like it's no big deal too, huh? On a different note, love your wooden sword. I can tell just how fired up you are. Talk about golden. I ain't all that good at Chambara myself, but I'd still love to try sparring with you sometime. Damn, now that's what I call bright. Hell, even his hair's practically shining. Man, I'm so jealous, I can't even imagine what it must be like to just be so open. Chambara, is that a cut of meat or something? Or is that what you call sword fighting back east? Sure, that works. I don't know much about it myself, but apparently that's what they call samurai movies and stuff these days. I think the word's supposed to be the sound of swords clashing? Something like that? Chambara. Chambara. Chandra? I don't quite hear it. Maybe it's because I'm a filthy foreigner. A filthy gaijin. Oh yeah, I just remembered. Back when I was a kid, me and the other kids used to play Chambara with wooden swords and dull swords all the time. We'd be all, gotcha! You got me! I did it! I'm dead! Arrgh! And stuff. Man, it was a blast. Aw, that's nice. Guess kids really are the same no matter where you go. Anyway, getting back on track. Is this where the Oni parade was supposedly spotted? Yeah, should be. Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely tracks here that weren't made by either human or servant. Shall we see where they lead? Go for it, Forest Gorilla. That's wise Forest Gorilla sage to you, pal. I love the dynamic between some of the Fate characters. We're not too far from him now. Come on, this way. There it is! It's not just a demon boar. Look over there! We've also got a wolf, a bicorn, a soul eater, a homunculus, and a chimera. That's a lot. Oh. So we have an assortment of different monsters all traveling together. That does sound like an Oni parade. Oh, hey guys, what are you doing here? Huh? Ushi Wakamaru? What are you doing here? And why is she wearing what looks like a red loincloth? No, wait. Is that an apron? Oh, it's a swimsuit. I'd forgotten she got one, too. Why, playing, of course. Here, let me introduce you to everyone. The big demon boar there is Machosuke. Strong yet gentle one is Homobe, and the one with the awesome horns is Baizo. And over there is... Well, sounds like we'd better ask what's going on here. Alright, let me see if I got this straight. You were out here playing because this mountain reminded you of Mount Kurama, which is how you met and became buds with these guys? Basically, yes. The aura the sacred mountain's heart gives off is just as strong as Mount Kurama's was. Though I guess it is technically a little more evil, too. Anyway, it made me so nostalgic I couldn't help but want to run around and play, retrain. So I found myself some animal playmates up here, like I did on Mount Kurama, with Kumataro and Tanukichi. and I've been playing with them ever since. Couldn't help but notice there are demonic beasts mixed up with those animals, though. I've always been able to talk with animals since I'm a genius and all, so I thought there might also be some monsters out there who'd be willing to listen to reason. And I was right. You think? I guess that kind of makes sense. Sort of. Well, I can see that happening. I used to go play up on Mount Ashigara all the time, too. And best of all, I'm glad this turned out to not be anything dangerous. Still, I don't know what Raiko's gonna say about this. Indeed. I don't think it would hurt to tell her she has no cause for concern, but still, Hey, I've got an idea. Now that you're all here, why don't you play with us? Beaming. Yaw. Look at that smile. How could we say no to that? Between Lord Kintoki of the Four Heavenly Kings, Lord Tawara Tota with his peerless strength, Lord Robin Hood's speed and agility, and Lord Mandricardo's wooden sword, we could play so many fun games. In fact, I'm actually hiding a wooden sword of my own under my futon that has Mount Kurama carved in it. Why don't we all play Chambara together? Huh? Am I imagining things, or did she really just invite us to play together? Sorry, I appreciate the offer, but we're not really in the mood to play right now. I'm afraid we've still got to figure out what to do about your friends there. Huh? Oh, Sadwaka! Okay, I got it. Looks like this is the only way to go. Let's play, Ushiwakamaru. Yay! Whoa, hang on. Raiko's that super strong, super scary samurai lady, right? You sure she'd be okay with us breaking her rules like this? You bet. She might be uncompromising when it comes to Oni, but she's usually willing to listen to reason otherwise. Besides, with all of us here like this, it'd be more of a waste not to take advantage of the chance to have some fun. Alright, Ushiwaka. Let's do a team battle. And let's say the losing team has to do the one thing the winning team says. Sound good? Oh, a bet, huh? By all means, bring it on. A good game's even more fun when there's something on the line. I see you have a plan in mind. In that case, I have no objections. Now, what shall we play? Good question. I think something competitive that doesn't rely on equipment is the way to go here, so... How about sumo? Oh! You want to challenge me to sumo, huh? Not even Suna had those kinds of guts. Who was your mentor again? Kiichi Hogan? You ought to be proud, because he did a damn good job teaching you. You have my respect. Alright. Wait a minute while we decide the order. Let's see. We're going to need a relay order, so to speak. So a first, a second, and third, followed by our anchor. Oh, I'll go first. I'm obviously the weakest here, and I don't think I can handle the pressure in any other position, so... Oh, don't be ridiculous. This is a game, remember? Just relax and have fun with it. In fact, we're going to start by going all out with a round of rock, paper, scissors to choose the order. Are you kidding me? Sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm not too confident in my chances here either. Here goes. Rock, paper, scissors, golden! Alright. And for the next part, we're fighting a berserker, so... And it's support only. Okay. Doskoi! And Lord Tota takes the first match. It was a lot of fun seeing you grapple with Homobay like that. And that was before you just sent him flying. You're so strong. What can I say? It's all thanks to the power of rice. I encourage all of you to eat plenty of rice too. Fish is important too, of course, but I can't recommend meat. It may taste good, but it won't help you get stronger. Dude, it's called protein. So if that's your goal, make sure to eat plenty of rice and fish. Though if you don't care for rice, bread will do in a pinch too. It's kind of nice to see Tawara's not too hung up on what he considers to be the one and only way. Second contestants, you're up. Begin! No technique in the world's gonna make up for that difference in weight. And Baizo wins the headlong charge. You'll never win if you just keep dodging all the time, Lord Robin. You'll only tire yourself out and open yourself up to being knocked out of the ring again. You need to go in there determined to face Baizo head on, even if you have to take his horns right to your gut. Are you trying to get me killed? I don't even want to be in this thing's line of sight, let alone in goring distance. Now for the third match. I'll be your opponent this time. Oh wait, this outfit might get in the way of our sumo match, huh? Hang on while I change it to something a little less restrictive. I haven't done sumo in the mountains in forever. This is gonna be fun. Good grief. Alright, since Ushi Wakamaru's competing, I guess I'll be the ref this time. How'd it go again? Turn and face your opponent? Hang on. I forgot Ushiwaka's still in a swimsuit. Hell, she's even more exposed now than she was before. So how the hell am I gonna fight a sumo match against a lady who's barely dressed? That ain't golden. That ain't golden at all. Not to mention her face is right there. And begin! No fair! What was that? Were you even trying, Lord Kintoki? I did my best. Well, you could have fooled me. You were completely off balance. Your eyes were wandering all over the place. Well, the more I think about it, the more I refuse to accept this outcome. I demand a rematch. Hey now, none of that. The great thing about games like these is they're one and done, alright? Just take the win. Alright. Guess we'll just have to call that round invalid. It just wouldn't feel right counting that as a victory. Still, I wonder what happened. I guess Lord Kintoki must have eaten something that disagreed with him. Anyway, this puts the score at 1 win and 1 loss of each. That means the Anchor round will decide everything. Alright, go out there and give him hell, Anchor. I can't do this! No, seriously, I can't. Have you seen my opponent? He's an actual demon boar. And those things are so vicious, not even Deermud survived his encounter with one. No matter how you slice it, a pitiful, pathetic, third-rate excuse for a servant like me could never measure up. Hey now, don't talk about yourself like that. You're my golden teammate, and our sumo team's anchor. In my book, that makes you one of my best buds. Besides, this is all just a game. Don't worry about winning. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. A game? Oh, that's right, I'm playing a game, aren't I? So far from what I used to that I didn't even realize it. And on top of that, you're calling me a bud? As in buddy? Are you really sure it's okay for a downer like me to be here playing with friends? Of course it is! Tell you what, win or lose, I'll treat you to some handmade rice balls when this is all over. There you have it. Both Kintoki and Tawara here are the kind of guys who mean what they say and say what they mean. They'll enjoy themselves no matter which side wins. So quit worrying, Mandricardo. Just have fun. Anchor or not, even if you lose, you'll just end up in the same spot as me. But, that being said, I'm not just saying that because I don't want to be the only one in the loser circle. Just saying. Alright, I'll do the best I can. If I give it all I've got, I might just have a shot. I hope. Then let's get this final battle between the team anchors, Machosuke and Mandricardo, started. And begin! He's a big pig! Hurrah! Alright. Ooh, and he's got that, Hunter. Hide Hunter. Okay. Increase NP gain by 15%. Critical strength by 15% for yourself. Gain 15 C stars when entering the field one time. And on top of that, his attack power is basically doubled. Let's go with that. Alright, let's see. High energy friendship. Oh, big attack buff. Let's see. Increase quick card effectiveness, arts card effectiveness, apply target focus for 1 turn. Not that it matters because he's the only one to target. Yeah, let's go with that. Armor of 9 worthiness. Let's add to that attack buff, shall we? Okay, that's a pretty good first round. Nope. Ooh, good crit. And it's good. Okay. Uh-huh. Was I sleeping? When did that happen? What happened with the match? So you don't remember what happened, do you? I suppose that just goes to show how focused you were. Excellent work. Huh? Then, does that mean... Tiny fist pump. So, as for the penalty for the losing team... I'm ready. Just tell me whose head you want and I'll bring it back to you in the beat of a Tengu's wings. Whether it be my own head or the head of someone present, now makes no difference to me. I don't need anyone's head. That ain't golden. No, the penalty is that when you play with these guys, you gotta do it further up the mountain. Oh. Is that all? Are you sure? Yep. Nobody should see them as long as they stay away from the lake and cottage and stuff. And that means Raiko shouldn't worry about him. Indeed. That seems like a fine solution. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about, but okay. I was just about done exploring this area anyway. Besides, might be able to make even more new friends if I head further up the mountain. Well, see you all later then. Hayo, Machosuke! Never seen anyone use a demon boar as a mount before. Anyway, there you go. They said the singularity was full of fear and horror and stuff. But just like Ushiwaka here, there are people who don't let any of that slow them down. I guess she's not afraid of anything. Or she's just confident enough to know she'll be fine no matter what. Oh, that goes for you too, of course. Me? You think? Confidence, huh? Not something I got in abundance. But I guess this does show that a real hero is confident enough to enjoy anything. Even the most dire predicament. That's good to know. Anyways, now that we've taken care of what Raiko wanted, how about we go home and grab some grub? Agreed. Rice always tastes even better after a good game. If you all like mountain vegetables, I'd be glad to cook you up a meal that even Madame Benny would be... Sorry, suddenly, I had a brain fart. That even Madame Benny would approve of. And yes, when I say all of you, of course I mean all of you. We may hail from different lands and times, but we are all here now, united under a common purpose. So let us eat together, laugh together, and share our stories for the rest of the night. Mandracardo is so relatable. Alright. Mission number 11?
新しいイベントの時
That
は
would be this one.
まずインフォメーションを読むと良いかと。フィーリングでプレイするのも楽しいですが、ツボを押さえておくのも大事なので。
Alright, Chainsaw of the Dead.
注目注目、新しい怪奇スポットが発見されました。刺激的なことしちゃいます？
Am I dreaming again? Who's there? Huh? Huh? What's up, Master? A Hokusai. Hey, why the long face? Come on, cheer up. Say, how about a quick round of gambling before we go fight that swimsuit swordmaster? The hell do you think you're doing? John Alter? We already finished the draft, so how about we go swimming in the ocean today? This is concerning. Come on, don't space out on me. I've still got plenty of errands for you to run. But hey, once you're done with those, we can all kick back and celebrate in style. What is wrong, Silver Shinobi? You look pale. How terribly adorable. Oh? I guess this is it then. How very overprotective of you. I'll just leave a very important hint here for you before I go then. Am I in? Good. There you are. What in the world was that? Just a nasty little prank. This is the line between dreams and reality. Believe me, it wasn't easy getting here. At any rate, this latest singularity is a terrible fit for me. Oh! Soul Warrior, thank you for the raid! Flack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lack? That's right, you were playing some Advance Wars 2 reboot, weren't ya? Let's see. Or perhaps I should say, it fits me too well. Regardless, I won't be able to help you anymore. This may be a minute singularity, but it's also the most twisted, demented place I've ever seen. Focus on surviving. Collecting records will help you. Records? Of what? Of what happened in this place. The singularity has already spawned. There's no avoiding it now. But knowing you, you should still be able to prevent the worst case scenario. Beware your dreams. Do not succumb to fear. And... Damn, we're out of time. The interference is cropping up here sooner than I expected. Remember, the key word is fear. The singularity is... Wait! What a weird dream. Huh? Maybe I'm more tired than I realized. Good morning, Master. Good morning. Thank you again for all your help with that incident last night. Or, rather, earlier this morning. Breakfast is all ready, so I hope you'll come join us once you're dressed. Oh, you bet I will. Morning, Master. Good morning. Huh? Where's Yume Ren? Still sulking in bed from the looks of it. I don't know what happened, but it sounds like she really did die. Anyway, Prince of Lunling's up there consoling her now, so I'm sure she'll show her face sooner or later. What was that noise outside? I think I'll go take a look. Hungry? Would you prefer a Western style breakfast or a Japanese style one? Japanese, please. You got it. May I interrupt for a moment? Oh, what's up, Motorosaki? I'm not sure what happened. Perhaps the battle last night got them worked up, but it looks like the local demonic beasts are a bit restless. I believe I should be able to handle them myself, but... Don't be silly. We're not going to make you fight by yourself while we sit back and have breakfast. In fact, this should make for a good morning workout. It'll be like radio calisthenics. Sounds good. Ooh, I want to do radio calisthenics too. It was just an analogy. I don't think we even get radio reception out here. Skyko! Hey, what's up? Alright, let's do this. Hey, hang on a minute, Emiya. Huh? You're supposed to get a stamp card filled out after doing radio calisthenics, right? Where do we get one of those? Ask Master for one after we're done fighting. I love some of the writing in this game. Alright, let's see. Do we have... Let's see. Let's go ahead and team up with a Shuten. And for our assassin party... Carmilla arguing with Shuten, feeling that she's a bad influence on Jackie. For the last time, I told you not to bring alcohol around my child. Alright, let's see. Let's have Bath of Fresh Blood. so that we can get some upkeep on those crit stars.
そうなん？
ええ、黙りなさい。無様ね。
Lot of doggos. Uh,
切るな。
ええ。
こっちだよ。
死になさい。
nice, okay. If I could get a brave chain with Jackie. Nope. Oh.
かなわんわ。切るね。行くよ。
Okay, I guess I didn't need a brave chain. Alright. Little Jackie, you go ahead, slice and dice. And if my math is right, Carmilla should finish it off.
とてもいいわよ。
そうなん？お母さん。お母さん。お母さん。お母さん。お母さんについて。張り上がってきた。
すべては幻想のうち。
Hey guys, how about some acupuncture?
少女はこの箱に。ファントムメイデン。たまらない。
Is Grand Order a mobile game? Yes, it is.
だから言ったでしょ。
There is a Fate Grand Order arcade game. I believe that is currently Japan only. I don't know if they've even put out any like digital downloads outside of Japan. I feel like they would have gotten more money. All done. Oh man, I really worked up an appetite. Alright, let's head back to the cottage. Uh-oh, I think I forgot to make rice. You what? Emiya! How's bread and miso soup sound? I mean, I like both those things, but they don't go together. At all. Is something wrong, Master? No, sorry, it's nothing. I must have pushed my luck too far. What is going on with this mountain? Feels like there's something fundamentally contradictory at the heart of it. My mind's starting to stagnate. Ugh. This is bad. I think I need to rest a little. Alright. Next is Assassins. Welcome back. Oh, hey, you're up. Hey, I can't lay around feeling sorry for myself all day. So I was just dreaming when you said you died yesterday? Nope, I was dead as a doornail. Oh well, I came back to life after a while as usual. I must say, I have no earthly idea how your spirit origin works. Though actually it was weird. That attack shouldn't have been enough to kill me. A little thing like an axe to the head isn't usually enough to kill me. But for some reason this time it was. Good morning, everyone. That was quite the day we had yesterday, wasn't it? I'll say. So, what's the plan for today? I spoke with Emiya and we decided to try venturing outside. Is that so? Okay, I'm going to take a walk. That does seem like a good plan. As a general rule of thumb, we could use the morning to recuperate and prepare, then begin our investigation proper at noon. Good morning, everyone. Excuse me, everyone, but could you all come outside? I think we may have something of an emergency. Do you see that? It looks like another building, and it's much taller than the cottage. Was that building always there? I don't believe so, no. What do you think we should do, Sigurd? Is it a castle? No. A tower? No, not that either. It's a more modern building. Still, no matter what type of building it is, I'm certain we would remember something so distinctive. Got a minute? We just discovered a house over there that didn't exist yesterday either. Just popped up all of a sudden. We'd probably better look into it, huh? I think Emiya's going to investigate that one. That's so. I see Red Mantle's still as hardworking as ever. Oh, come to think of it, I wanted to talk to you, Sigurd. Something I can do for you? You know where those Valkyrie friends of yours got off to? My beloved and I saw them last night, but I have yet to see them this morning. Got it. Did they say something to you? Whatever it was, I hope they weren't too pushy about it. Nah, they just asked me to teach them some moves with the spear. Since I got some time to kill right now, I figured why not. Oh, I see. Thank you so much. I would be honored to have the Child of Light teach my sisters personally. I'll be sure to tell them you said yes. Would you? Thanks. Just let them know I'll be hanging around here whenever they're ready. I will. I think I'll have breakfast before I go see about this new building. What will you do, Master? I'm thinking about going with Lady Eumeiren. I can understand your concern, seeing as she's already died once. Alright, understood. She headed off towards the woods. You should still be able to catch up to her if you hustle. Got it. Thanks. Sigurd's a cool guy. Oh, it's you. What's up? You want to join me for some forest therapy? Well, okay. Just don't expect it to be fun. You'll have fun just watching me? Ugh, don't be a creep. Oh, man, I'm still sleepy. Maybe my death hit me harder than I thought. Would it help if I gave you a shoulder rub? What's up with you? Yeah, okay. If you're willing, why not? Oh, that's it. That's the spot. You know, you're not half bad. Though, of course, you can't compare to that mysterious masseuse from the Unmate. Forests are great, aren't they? Too bad this one's so cursy. Cursy? You know, curses, grudges, negative emotions, the whole thing. I swear, you humans make such a huge impact on your environment, it's absurd. Word of advice, keep your hatred and jealousy and garbage like that to a minimum, alright? And whatever you do, don't make someone who looks up to you commit suicide by drinking poisoned wine. I still don't get how that isn't just plain murder. Don't worry, that's never gonna happen. Good. I hope not. But hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should never hate anyone, or that you should be some kind of saint or something. I mean, human history is pretty much made up entirely of that kind of stuff, right? So if that's the way it's always has been, then it's okay. At least for now. Wow, Lady Yume Ren, you have some pretty impressive insights sometimes. Hold it, what do you mean sometimes? I'm always an incredible, insightful senpai. Well, as much as I'd love to say, I think I'd better be on my way. Yeah? Okay. Later then.
Tried it.
Oh! Hey there, John. And did you fall out again? He fell out again. Whew. Might be taking it a little too easy for a change. Oh, hello, Master. May I ask what you're doing here, just staring off into space? I see. Well, it has certainly been a lot of fun staying inside all morning playing video games. Perhaps we should try some activities that take better advantage of our being in the mountains. Like what? We may be staying in a cottage now, but traditionally mountains have been cut off from human communities. As such, out of the three essentials, clothing, food, and shelter, the latter two are an especially crucial part of living on one. Well, I suppose those priorities may change if one were to somehow find oneself on a mountain stark naked. But since that is not the case for us, I think we should focus on securing food and shelter. First, we can chop down some trees. On second thought, that may be somewhat difficult. Let's start by making a roof out of branches instead. Okay, since it's not very cold out here right now, being summer and all, a simple lean-to should suffice for our survival shelter needs. Of course, in other environments, other kinds of shelter are needed to provide more protection from the elements. There's a world of difference between, say, the jungle and the desert, after all. Both in terms of available resources and safety. Fortunately for us, this mountain is fairly standard as far as survival environments go. So the shelter we need here should be relatively easy to make. If we were in the desert, we would have to find some way to escape the heat of the sun's rays. I'm told that digging a hole in the ground and crawling into it is a good way to do that. At any rate, while we would normally ask the campground manager before building a new shelter on the property, given that this is an emergency and there's no one around to ask anyway, I think we shall be in the clear, so to speak. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Probably. Right. Well, well! What y'all up to over there? Sure looks like y'all are having fun. You know, I got some time to kill in case any of y'all want some help. Billy the Kid. You're a thief, are you not? I prefer the term outlaw, if you don't mind my saying so. Whatever you choose to call yourself, you are still resolutely a criminal. But I suppose it is all right. Hey, thanks. Mighty kind of you. I doubt Qinlong Yu would be half as merciful as she were in your shoes. I'm not so sure. I suspect she may be more willing to compromise than I am. At any rate, let us begin building our new shelter. Yeehaw! Let's see, while a lean-to is a good start, we still need proper walls to keep out the wind. No matter how warm an environment may seem during the day, it can still become deathly chill in an instant at night. So we'll begin by gathering falling leaves, using them in conjunction with branches to build our shelter's frame. And this sure takes me back. This is the exact type of shelter me and my fellow outlaws used to make back in the day. We must also be careful to leave enough space in our shelter for proper ventilation. Wilderness survival is, at its heart, about one's ingenuity in working with what one has and can find. Good shelter should meet several conditions. For example, it must have good ventilation, dry floors, and it must not pose a danger if it should fall apart. This should be doable if we were able to get a little creative with the roof and frame. Right you are. For example, in modern days, you might just happen to have yourself a tarp even when you're out in the mountain. And that tarp will be a perfect roof for keeping out wind and rain and such. Yes, exactly. This is all good stuff. Thanks for teaching me. Not at all. It's my pleasure. Alright, now that our shelter is finished, let's rest inside for a bit and enjoy some friendly conversation. Well, then I got a little something for y'all. Assuming, of course, that y'all like harmonica music. If you got any requests, I'm happy to hear them. Can't promise I'll be able to play them, but I'll do my darndest. Ah, this is nice. Hi, Senpai. Did you enjoy your morning out? I see. So you did forest therapy with Yume Ren, and built a shelter with Tomoe. It sounds like a wonderful outdoor experience. I wish I could have joined you. Perhaps you can do so tomorrow. For the time being, we have another objective to fulfill. I spent the whole morning fortifying the cottage's defenses, with help from Thrud, Hilda, and Ortlind. I knew you would have everything well in hand, my beloved. As for me, I went over to that new building to observe it from a closer, though still safe distance. I did not see anything suspicious. Indeed, I saw no sign whatsoever of human presence. But there's no denying the strange and unusual air about it. Well, of course there'd be something strange about an apartment building way up in the mountains like this. So it's an apartment building, huh? I think I could show you the way there, so I'll go with you. What do you mean? My parental guardian lives in that building. Though I couldn't go back there yesterday since I couldn't see it. You have a parental guardian? I do now. I met him after I was summoned here as a servant. Even though I don't have any memories of my human self or any of being Yobikuni, he said no child should be out in the mountains alone. And that I should come with him if I had nowhere else to go, since he had plenty of rooms to spare. He sort of just declared himself my guardian, even though I never asked. But it would have been too much trouble to turn him down, so I took him up on his offer and stayed there for a while. I think today you'd call it a safe house, maybe? All I know for sure is that the room he gave me was a real dump. I see. So you've never met this person before? No, as far as I know, I've never seen him in my life. As I keep telling you, I don't remember anything from my old lives whatsoever. Speaking purely from a risk assessment factor, I must ask, are you sure you can trust this man? No. On second thought, I should probably first ask if he is human or servant. I can't say for sure one way or the other. He's very sickly and delicate, so he doesn't seem like he could do any fighting. So I can't really imagine he's a servant. But neither can I imagine a local living in such a decrepit ruin of a building. Now that I think about it, what is he anyway? Still, I'm positive he's not dangerous. Though I don't know if you can trust him. I'm not entirely sure what to make of her assessment. In my experience, those who are most open and straightforward are also the ones you can most reliably trust. For example, an earnest and forthright warrior who shines as brightly as the morning sun. No, my guardian is pretty much the opposite of that. I do think that crusty eccentric will trust you, though. At least as long as I'm with you. Especially since I cleaned up all the trash in the rooms, made him coffee, cooked him real meals. Sure, he may never have thanked me, but I just know for sure that he's grateful. I guess we may not be able to say much about this guardian figure until we meet him for ourselves. Still, this doesn't change the fact that there's now a strange new apartment building we should probably investigate. What would you like to do, Master? Let's head over there now. Understood. Then let's get going. I'll lead the way, okay? Fog is starting to get really thick. Yes, it is. We could easily end up lost if we're not careful. I'm using runes to record our route, so we shouldn't have any problem getting back to the cottage. But we should still keep our guard up, as there's no telling what else may happen. I should have known you would also be beautiful when you're being wary, beloved. Cut it out, beloved! It's a good thing I have guts, or I would have been dead right there. Mash? Is it okay for her to hurt him like that? Oh. Yes. Sigurd knows that's just how Brunhild shows her love, and he's okay with that, so... Great, he's a masochist. Oh, I see. So that's love, huh? It is a rather unusual and, extreme way of demonstrating affection. But yes. Now I understand. You can't have love without pain. I learned something today. Hey, I think I see something. Is that the place? Damn, they must have cut every corner they could in building this place. It does seem a little bit, behind on its upkeep. I'll say it. It looks like it's been outright abandoned. Is that really where your guardian lives? I know it's hard to believe. I don't understand it either. He said that while the service might be non-existent, at least there were plenty of rooms to go around. And he likes staying in different rooms each day, depending on what kind of mood he's in. So even I don't know where he is right now. We might have to check every room until we find him. That's alright. We came here hoping to find a clue about how to resolve our predicament, so we'll need to investigate all this building's rooms anyway, no matter how troublesome that may prove. I guess you're right. May as well start on the first floor and check every nook and cranny from there. I hate that kind of tedious work. Well, complaining about it will not make it any less tedious. Come, we have work to do. Not even the corridors get much sunlight, do they? What a gloomy building. Okay, this room first. I hope you're all ready for whatever may be inside. Why are you so happy about this? Ah! Was it that obvious? Well, you see, this building happens to look exactly like one from a horror game I played a while ago. I was just remembering the tension and excitement I felt before opening a new door in that game. I'm guessing that's a Resident Evil reference. Nothing compares to the tension of knowing you must press on, even as you are dangerously low on resources. So you're excited at the prospect of tediously going through every damn room in this building? Yes, I am. The hunt for items you need is one of the best parts of those sorts of games. Worrying about things such as having enough healing items, stocking up on ammo, finding the items needed to proceed to the next event. are all part of the unique mixture of unease and anticipation that makes the genre so exciting. Though, of course, it is exciting precisely because there could be genuine dangers waiting for you. I guess we're not out of the ghost-busting woods yet. Let's take care of them. Alright, let's see. You know what? Let's show off Tomoe. No, not writers. Let's go with the casters. Alright, let's see. Let's get some charge for Tomoe. Alright, let's see. Survival Hill and Valley would be good. Charisma of Hope. Let's see. VR Shinkageryu. And boom. Actually, Round of Avalon. And boom. There we go. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. If this doesn't kill him, that will. So, I think that translates to Tomoe something Sun Sword. Alright. So far, there have been nothing but ghosts inside every room we've checked. Are you certain your guardian is here, Lily? Yes, I'm certain. He says the ghosts have never harmed him, and that they at least let him work in peace, unlike the living. Apparently, he originally came here to stay in the hotel, but decided on this apartment building instead. So there's a hotel nearby as well. He's very sensitive to what other people do around him, so he probably avoided the hotel on purpose. Well, there certainly don't seem to be any other people in this building, so I suppose I can see the sense in that. Still, with this many enemies, it's going to take some time to search every room. Master, I suggest we split up to cover more ground. If one of us should come across a clue, or this guardian figure, that person can let everyone else know. Fortunately, this place is so quiet that we need only raise our voices a bit to communicate. Isn't it dangerous for all of us to go off on our own? Good point. We should probably stick to no more than 2 groups. We certainly shouldn't risk reducing our forces on Master's side too much. In that case, I think it may be best if I and one more form the other group, since I am the one who suggested this. Then I'll go with you, Sigurd. Of course, beloved. That's exactly what I had in mind. I trust you're alright with that, Master? No objections here. First, let us agree on a time and place to meet in case something unexpected should happen. Alright, that should do it. From here on, we'll be going our separate ways. Good luck. Excuse me. I couldn't speak up earlier since you lovebirds never gave me a chance. But I don't think going off on your own is a very good idea right now. I guess I was too late. Darn. You need not worry. Lord Sigurd is a world-famous dragon slayer, and Lady Brunhild is a great Valkyrie. Between the two of them, I doubt there are any monsters or spirits who would stand a chance. Or is there something else that worries you? Uh-oh, did we forget to save or something? No, it saves automatically, so we should be fine there. Anyway, if we end up running into trouble, well, maybe that'll be interesting too. Did they just break the 4th wall? Beloved. Yes? If you're wondering about the ghosts, I believe we already defeated them all. Is something wrong, beloved? Not at all. I was just thinking how nice it is to be alone together in a quiet place like this. It really is, isn't it? It's almost like looking up at the stars in the sky, in a world where there's no one else but you and I. I need no starry sky, beloved. I could gaze into your amethyst eyes all day and night. It's more what I had in mind. I see. I suppose you do have a point there. You probably already know this, Master, but such steamy scenes are quite common in B-horror films. Just before the lovebirds are brutally murdered. I don't know if we have to worry about that. It's still the middle of the day, after all. I'm not sure if the day-night rules apply to that sort of situation. The audience's anger may be strong enough to result in the couple being murdered anyway. I didn't bring it up earlier because I thought it was common sense and didn't bear mentioning. Oh, now that you mention it, I guess that is a really common time for the killer to show up in the movie like that. Then, aren't they in danger? No fear. No fear. Oh boy. Alright, let's bring Tomoe in again. I guess this time I'll hook up some craft essences to get some more resources. There we go. is the horror concierge one? I could have sworn. Oh, duh. It's right there. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Well, it's time to meet and share our findings, and we're at the place we chose, but... Yeah, no sign of Sigurd or Brunhild. What the hell's their problem? Who do they think they are? They think I wouldn't want to spend time alone with Lord Jiangyu in a quiet place like this? Of course I would. The sheer gall! Unbelievable. That's not what we're worried about, you Marin. Worst case would be that they... Well, the only thing we can do now is go looking for them ourselves. But we should also leave a note for them here in case they arrive after we leave. Okay, there. Now come on, we still have to fill out the rest of the map. Ah! They're all covered in blood! Yep, they're totally dead. I can tell from my own recent brush with it. This is terrible. What happened here, Brunhild? I guess the two of them going off on their own really did bring the killer down on them. It just goes to show that even things with only a 1% chance of happening can and do happen. However, I am still alive. Nothing to worry about here. You're alive? Why? How? It's a good thing I have guts, or I'd have died then and there. Oh, Sigurd. Sigurd, thank goodness. What in the world happened in here? Did the enemy attack you? I don't know. I do have the impression that something happened here, but I have no recollection of what. Whatever it was, I'm sure it couldn't have been serious. After all, I'm still alive. So please, pay no mind to the fact that I'm wiping blood from my beloved hands even as I speak. This certainly isn't an effort to conceal evidence or anything like that. As I say, there is nothing to see here. From all the blood on that Valkyrie chick's hands, it looks like she stabbed him. So, wouldn't that make her the would-be killer? Whatever. Besides, I get the feeling this happens all the time with them. Oh, Sigurd, as long as you're safe, there's nothing else in this world I need. Would you lot keep it down? You're irritating the shit out of me. Cripes, you must be bored out of your skulls to come make this much noise in a shithole like this. You just want to be loud, you should go to the ocean. When I say ocean, I don't mean the beach. I mean you should go listen to waves, make asses of yourselves at the edge of a nice steep cliff. So that when you fall off, the world will be rid of you. It'll be the thrill of your tragically shortened lives, but don't take my word for it. Well, if you live to tell the tale, I might even listen. I feel like a neighbor just pounded on the wall to say, be quiet. That sounded like it came from the next room over. So that's where he was. Come on, everyone. Let's head to the next room over. That was my guardian just now. Oh, assuming Sigurd and Brunhild are okay, of course. Are you? Of course. Never better. Come on, Brunhild. Let's be on our way. Oh, are you a little, unsteady on your feet? Here, you can lean on me. Don't be shy. Wait, you mustn't. Oh, can't you at least wait till you get another room? I'm still having to make do without Lord Zhang Yu here, you know. Hi there. I can't believe you just barged in like you own the place. You lot locals or something? First I thought you might be a bunch of bikers, but I guess you're actually just thieves. Well, if you came here looking for valuables to steal, I'm afraid you're out of luck. All I've got are reams of manuscript paper and notes. The kind you can find for pennies just about anywhere. Of course, if you still want them that badly, I'm willing to let them go for well above market value. I've never seen this guy before, but he seems familiar somehow. I'm home. Is anyone in need of assistance? So they're friends of yours. Haven't I told you to not bring trouble back with you, Lily? They really looked like they needed help, so I couldn't resist. But never mind that. I can't believe you made such a huge mess again. I swear, you really are hopeless. Why bother? One good thing about staying in a decrepit old building like this is you don't have to clean it. If one room gets too messy, I could just move to another. I've always been good at making studies. Besides, I don't recall asking you to look after me. If you manage to find some new guardians, you go right ahead and play with them from now on. I can't do that. I've already started paying you back for your help. So I'm going to stay here and be your secretary until your manuscript is done. Whether you like it or not. I guess just accepting the payment was too much to hope for. Fine, whatever. So what's the story with the rest of you? I have no intention of getting involved in whatever it is you're up to here, but I am somewhat curious about your backgrounds. Whatever the topic, information is always valuable, so I can at least hear what you have to say. Well... Chaldea, huh? And the Singularity place is the strange land we're in now, is it? Never heard of anything called Chaldea before, and yet, oddly enough, it does sound familiar. Maybe I'm actually a servant from there, too. But unfortunately, I can't say one way or another, as I have no memories of anything from before I came here. I've also made it a point not to trust or work with anyone else, just as a way to protect myself. I'm sure I'll go back to my old self once you erase this singularity. Oh, and, take your time with that. You can never have too much vacation time, after all. As for me, I have no intention whatsoever of working as a servant, so you can just call me Busy Author. Wow, he hasn't so much as glanced up from his desk even once. There you go. Now you know what a crusty, cantankerous man he is. Still, he was doing mental field work and such before all of you showed up, and I saw him investigating the land around here on his own. So he might be able to help you all out somehow. I already told you I'm not helping anyone. If I help you, I'll make myself a target for whoever's opposing you. I don't get to go on vacation very often, so I'd prefer to spend it in peace. Right now, I just want to finish this damn assignment as soon as possible and go relax at the lodge by the lake. By using the magical energy I gave you as a reward, right? My guardian here likes to talk tough, but his spirit origin is laughably weak. So I shared some of my magical energy with him just to make sure he didn't end up dying to one of those ghosts. She practically forced it on me after saying she couldn't bear to see someone in need of assistance. I'm no charity case. I believe in fair work for fair pay. That's why I'm here toiling away at this damn manuscript. I think I see? I'm still not entirely sure I understand. Oh, don't worry. It's a simple case of he scratches my back, I scratch his. By the way, how much progress have you made since I was last here? It's been 2 full days. Surely you must have gotten somewhere, right?
So, Shinobi, I've changed my mind. I'm going to help you. Though, only a little. Amnesia or not, I'm still a servant. I'm happy to prioritize restoring humanity above everything else. I have a good idea of what's going on here now, thanks to everything you told me. And my author's intuition is telling me you should investigate any new places you discover. I don't know much about movies, but they do have scripts like any other story, right? Then the economy of storytelling says that every place in a movie must have some significance to it. This world we're in now isn't some random background for stories of ordinary lives. It's been created specifically to act as a breeding ground for drama, right? So don't take anything for granted, even things that seem commonplace or insignificant. Let me just highlight. Oh no, he's hot! Those are the sorts of things that'll be used to resolve, that is, build tension for the final act of the story. Aside from that, there's also this apartment building. You still haven't finished investigating every room here, right? Then do that. And take Little Miss Deadline there with you. Don't come back for at least 5 days. That'll give me just enough time to procrastinate and then throw something together on day 5.
Hang on, what did he just call me? That sounded rude.
Oh, right. There is one thing I must ask of you, Lord Arthur. Would you happen to know why we weren't able to see this apartment building until yesterday? What? You couldn't?
Maybe the building's owner had something to do with it? I certainly didn't.
Then again, maybe it would be more accurate to say I wasn't the target.
The fact that your organization is being attacked by abnormalities like that shows that someone among you is...
Never mind. It would definitely be overstepping to say anything more. I'm getting back to work. But I do need a pick-me-up first. Lily, as it turns out, I'm very much in the need of assistance. I'd like a meal as an additional reward. I'd like at least a little satisfaction before I get back to the arduous toil that I was writing. Some freshly steamed fish would hit this. No, on second thought, this is a resort, isn't it? Steak, then. A nice, juicy filet mignon. Not that I could tell the cuts of beef apart.
While I usually enjoy helping people in need of assistance, I'd be just happy pretending this man doesn't even exist.
What do you think, Master?
Let's split into 2 groups again and keep investigating. So you want us to keep exploring this building? And to investigate that house that mysteriously appeared? Understood. We will split up again as before.
Would anyone like to join Brunhilde and I while we explore the house?
Oh, I can go along with you. Thanks, Mesh. Keep an eye on them, will you? I will, Master. Then, Master, myself and Lady Yume Ren will continue exploring this building. I'll go with you too. Just give me a quick moment to finish up here, please.
Aren't you going to stay with Busy Author?
No, that's okay. I kind of shaped and colored some canned chicken so it looks more or less like steak. That should be enough to get him to focus on his writing for a while. He gets about twice as foul-mouthed whenever he's writing, so it's best to leave him alone anyway. But I can't leave him alone too long or he'll end up starving, so I'll still come and check on him once in a while. I see. You two are a lot like parent and child then, huh? I do love people in need of assistance, but that doesn't mean I want to become his full-time maid.
Never had steak before, but I guess it's not all it's cracked up to be. Anyway, Lily, you can go with these people if you want. Just be careful you don't get kidnapped. You're still innocent about a lot of things in this world, so you need to watch out that you don't end up falling in with a bad crowd.
Nobody asked you, Mr. Sourpuss.
If I were you, I'd be more worried about going feral without me here to look after you. Remember, if I see you try to jump out of a room without any clothes on again, I will call the cops. Oh, while I'm at it, I also changed your toothbrush and washed your sheets. Don't forget to put the ladder back on yourself, okay? Of course. I can get by fine on my own if I have to. Silver Shinobi, was it? I'm counting on you to take care of Lily for me. She's still too young to know right from wrong, so make sure she stays on the straight and narrow. Maybe I don't know right from wrong, but I can still recognize a helpless masochist pig when I see one. What? Oh, nothing. Okay, Mr. Sourpuss, make sure to keep working. I'll come back to check on you once I've taken care of things here. Alright, let's go pay that house a visit. You be careful too, Master. Oh, and, And what? Never mind. I'm sure I'm just imagining things. Okay, Master. See you later. I wonder what's going on with MASH. Who knows? They do say the heart is as unpredictable as the autumn sky. Though, of course, it's summer now. Alright. It is time to get started. We still need to explore every inch of this apartment building. This should be fun. It will be like exploring every side path in a dungeon crawler. Whatever you say. Come on, let's go. Personally, I think this feels more like a Shinsengumi raid than crawling through a dungeon. Oh, drat. Even though she seems to be from the modern world, I do not think she understood my reference. We keep going from room to room in a seemingly endless chain. Most of them are empty, save for the faint smell of something rotten. Nope, nothing here. I do see signs that people once lived here, but they must be from at least 30 years ago. It's as though time itself came to a halt here. All except for the fact that one of the dead spirits here is much tougher than it should be. That's right, I just took a quick look at it, and I think its grudge is at least 500 years old. We have to help it move on. I don't think it's in need of assistance so much as it's just in pain. Alright, then let's kick its ass and be done with it. Let's see. Just stacking all the buffs.
誇りにか下がっているように承知そこですこちらですたっ
Okay.
危険はダメですよ
Actually,
アヌビス 黄昏の時を私にますわ。直伝です。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここに。
Damn, 11 p.m. Is this
暗
still
風
streaming?
ねぶたジュゼル。
Yeah, because I got held back by work a little bit, so yeah. Anyway, how you doing? I forgot that I was muted on Discord.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you're even there, but you are muted.
Yeah.
If you're like BRB'd or something. So yeah.
But yeah, how you doing?
Oh yeah. So one thing I forgot. Well, actually no. I think I mentioned it in Splatoon, but I think everyone was more excited for the weapons at the time. But right now there's actually a salmon run event going on where it's a complete Grizzco weapon rotation, like basically all the time.
Huh.
Or as I like to call it, oops, all Grizzco.
And it's going on all weekend, right?
It started right now, so it's like it technically is like a weekend event. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was actually. Shit, I just realized something. I was gonna ask, hey, you want to play later? But I just realized. I mean, I guess if we do, it's good for the weapons, but neither of us are gonna earn experience because you're like.
Oh yeah.
You're like. Well, actually, there is an idea. I mean, you could just play with Forrest. I think you're about the same rank, I guess. I mean, I don't imagine Forrest has done a whole lot of salmon runs, so I mean, the two of you could like do it together.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, I mean, I would de-rank myself, but I'm like an executive VP, and I really do not want to lose that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, I can always. It's like, it's a rank. I can always get it back, but at the same time, it's like, fuck. I've worked hard enough going through. I've worked hard enough going through shit teammates after shit teammates to get this far.
I'm not gonna mince words here. My back is gonna be sore in the morning.
Oh yeah?
Why? What happened?
You did a lot of manual labor today or something?
I tried to change it. I tried to replace a battery backup. Worst mistake of my life, because I've never done that. Because A, I haven't done that before, and B,
a battery backup of what?
there's another battery backup.
No, of what? Like, what was the battery backup for?
My dad's a computer business.
Ah.
Wow. Somehow wore your back out installing a battery or something into a computer? Like, that's what it kind of sounds like. Well, not a battery in your computer,
we have a
but
battery
it sounds like
backup in the basement that's overdue for replacing.
Okay. Let's see.
I thought you threw your back out doing something else, because I was like gonna be like, dude, you need to be flexible if you're gonna try to suck your own dick, okay? No wonder you hit your back.
You asshole.
No, he's a dick.
Great, I'm gonna have to go through the stream tonight and clip that.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
hate you so much, MSO.
Glad to be of service.
Actually, I think I'm good on Claw of Chaos for now, so I think I'll use the chainsaws to get some QP.
So, funny thing, in this D&D server, we were talking about, funny enough, slime, and someone mentioned how they wanted to make a slime character in D&D, and the plasmid race was, or the plasmoid race was brought up.
Yeah?
And someone then brought up Chaos Zero, and we started making a, like, just for the fun of it, planning a build for, like, just Chaos if he were a D&D character.
Yeah.
Then it got me thinking, okay, I want to actually try to build something like this and post it on the server. But then it got me thinking, shit, I want to try doing Pepino.
What class would Peppino even be?
I mean, more than likely a monk, given what he can do and stuff, given his mobility. But I'm also thinking like, well, okay, he can transform and he has like transformations, so how would that fit into it? Like, I'd have to figure it out really, but yeah, it would definitely primarily be monk because of.
Actually, no. Here's an
like, his
idea.
move
Here's an
potential.
idea.
What?
Since most of the toppings to pizza are vegetables and fungus, make him a druid.
Well, the problem with that is that druid like naturally has wild shape, and wild shape is meant for like turning into creatures.
Ah,
Plus you can't wear metal armor, and he can turn into a knight.
fair
So
point.
there's
Fair
that
point.
problem. Yeah.
Disregard then.
Although, if he were to become a druid based on the whole fungus aspect, there actually is a special circle dedicated to fungi. Funny enough, it's mostly necromancy based.
All right. Let's see.
But yeah, I definitely want to try to plan that out. That'll be fun.
Ought to be. All right.
You know what's even funnier? You know what's even funnier is the fact that monks start out dirt poor, so it also works. I mean, it kind of makes sense too, given how monks, you know, they kind of make a vow to live a life of poverty and stuff. So it makes
True.
sense there too.
And as we know, Peppino is broke as shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it kind of works there too.
All right. Let's see. I think I'm giving this to Li Shuwen because I think Vlad's good with an imaginary element.
Yeah.
Now if I gave him devilish bodhisattva, oh boy.
That would be disgusting. Like that would
Oh yeah,
just
John.
be a
Oh yeah,
war
John.
crime.
That was kind of funny when we were having that discussion about you know, our favorite mobile games getting the EOS treatment, and I brought up Fate, and you're like, oh no, Fate would never, it's going to be a long time coming before Fate gets the EOS.
It is going to be a long time coming because mainly because of the time difference between JP and NA servers. It's like a gap of 2 years.
Well, that
like with
and
how-
that shit
kinda like with
makes
how
a
X
lot
dies.
of money.
Kind of like with how X died.
Hi, Drake.
Kind of like how with X dive, it's 1 whole year, I think. But anyway, I don't know. I just thought it was funny that the thing that I brought up was, I mean, there's only so many people you can gender bend before you run out.
Then they'll just keep giving new classes to those gender bends.
Let's see.
Anyway, yeah, Forrest, we were talking about D&D builds and how to build Peppino as a D&D character.
Of course you were.
I mean, funny enough, it started off with a discussion about Chaos Zero as a D&D character, because in another server someone brought it up and made a pretty good suggestion.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
But,
jeez.
yeah.
Now I just had an idea pop into my head.
What?
By the way, real quick, the suggestion for Chaos is a plasmoid druid, because Chaos basically turns into different like animals and stuff when
Yeah,
he
that
gets
makes
Chaos
sense.
Emeralds. Yeah, and then I guess your 9th level spell would be Fate Change, because then you can become literally anything.
So, my dumb idea is a Sonic Adventure mod with Pizza Tower characters, and Chaos Zero is either the Vigilante or just some generic cheese slime.
I don't know. I think maybe a
Of
cheese
course.
slime, simply because I mean, it would just makes more sense if Pizza Hut or Pizza
Well,
Feast, whatever he's called, is,
I bring up the Vigilante because Chaos Zero is basically a boss character.
Well, the one problem with that is that Chaos Zero doesn't use a gun. So I mean, there is that.
He has projectile attacks.
I guess. Some of his forms do. Although, let's see. I think that's mostly Chaos 4.
4, I think, yeah.
Well, hold on. It's him splitting apart though.
Chaos 4 and I think Chaos 6 also had some projectile attacks. Either that or just some stupid long reach.
Yeah, no. He would swing his tail and he would try to like suck you in. That's basically what Chaos 6 did.
That's what it was.
Perfect Chaos did have beam attacks. So.
That's the one. Okay, yeah.
And we also talked about how I tried and failed to replace a battery back.
Oh yeah, John was just going into that.
Is that a penguin?
I like lay back and knocked one of my stuffies off of my bed. And I'm like, is that? I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Yeah, it was my penguin.
Aw.
I'm surprised.
He's now on the
surprised
floor.
I
Oh yeah.
a
Oh,
herniated
Forrest,
disc.
since you're here. Oh, sorry. What? Oh yeah, you're mentioning your thing. Sorry. I'll wait till you're done.
Go ahead.
I'll wait till you're done, and then perfect silence.
No, you can just DM it to me, MSO.
Oh, I was just gonna suggest, in Splatoon, have you done any Salmon Run in Splatoon?
I have never once touched Salmon Run.
Okay, well, I was basically mentioning to Silver that there's basically a Grizzco weapon rotation going on right now. What that means is Grizzco weapons are insanely powerful. And for the first time, there's basically going to be a rotation where everyone gets Grizzco weapons. So what I was thinking is,
Damn.
oh, what if you and Silver basically played together just to help him rank up? Because me and Koki and just about everyone else we know can't help him because he doesn't do Salmon Run. And the only reason I'm even suggesting that he does it is because of things like Big Run.
Now, refresh my memory. The Grizzco weapons, they're basically the same as some of the standard weapons, just souped up, right?
They basically are standard weapons, but they have these attachments on them that give them a distinct look. They behave just like their standard counterpart, but they either have more shots or like in the case of the what the hell is it called? The Tri-Stringer.
Yeah.
Instead of doing 3 shots, it does I think either 6 or 9 shots. It's really insane. With the blaster, it's a bigger explosion. The drawback is that they tend to use a lot more ink, but they're extremely powerful.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, you can't really be careless with it, but at the same time, you still have a lot of you've got a lot of firepower on your back. So that's why I was saying, hey, maybe you both could do it, because if we play together, with me involved, because I'm so high up, Silver and just about anyone else who's of a lower rank isn't going to, they're not going to get any experience because for some reason they set the game up like that.
That is kind of stupid.
Because you pretty much have to be at a level playing field, I guess, and it's fucking hell, man. That is pretty bullshit. But yeah, the main reason I'm suggesting this is so, when big runs come around, we'll all be able to get, experience points and stuff like that. I guess it won't hold anyone back, even though I feel like an asshole for saying it, because it sounds really bad. But yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, well, it's up to you, though. I mean, it can be pretty fun if you have the right teammates, but yeah, I think you guys will still have fun even with these weapons. But yeah. Oh yeah, so how's the event going? The one that you're playing right now.
It's going alright. I still need some catching up to do, but it's nothing I can't do, off screen. I'm mostly just going...
Oh, I will say...
Yeah?
Oh, go on ahead. Sorry, go on ahead.
Oh, I
thought you were done.
I forget what I was going to say.
Yep.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, right?
You said something about how I need to catch up, but it's nothing I can't handle or something.
Oh yeah. I'm basically going through the story on the stream, and there are a lot of side quests I can do for farming and grinding materials. So this quest that I'm doing right now, I'm basically just getting a bunch of materials that I could exchange in the event shop.
Oh yeah,
What's going on in here?
so have you been lucky enough to get either Gore
Hello,
Ico
here.
or X?
Hey, Dice, what's going on?
Let me see. I'm going to your stream right now, Silver.
Is he still streaming?
Yeah, I'm
What
still
you-
streaming.
What you playing? What you playing? Is this?
I'm playing the current event of Fate Grand Order.
So let me ask you a question, Silver. I actually might stream Azura Lane, but I've never streamed a gacha before. What's your best advice?
It's basically just if you have an emulator or some program that plays it. Like, I understand you have BlueStacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For my streaming program, I'm using Streamlabs Desktop. And basically, it has a function where you can select what window you want to display for your stream. So that makes it easier that way.
Okay. On a side note, I cannot see your stream at all. Like, it shows an image and then it goes fully black. Do I need to turn off ad blocker or something? Or
Maybe pause and unpause or refresh the page?
I already tried that. If I pause it, the image shows up. If I play it, then it doesn't show up.
That's odd.
Alright, now that I can see my phone again, let's see, who the hell joined Jeopardy? Great, this asshole. Oh
God,
shit,
this
you
fucking
still hear me.
guy.
I cannot see the image at all. I don't know if it's just me. If somebody else wants to check and make sure.
I don't
would.
see
on
myself
my
in.
iPad.
I don't see myself dropping any frames, so.
I don't know.
Well, if all yeah, well, we don't know if anyone else is seeing black. I was gonna say, are you sure you have the right screen selected, Silver? But yeah.
Yep, that was just checked. It was my penguin who fell. I'm sorry, Suits.
No, it's good. Never mind.
Let's see. Okay, so there's that. Which mission was it that I cleared?
Yeah, if somebody
5
could please
rare
check
enemies.
it, please tell me, because I can't see his image. God.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, Silver. I was trying to ask this before. Were you able to get? Have you been able to get either Gore Ico or Segura X?
No luck, but I am getting close to having enough element metals to try again. I think I just
I was
need.
gonna say, I actually was fortunate enough to get both of them, and I had so much memory from the blue ticket stuff. I was able to 5-star both of them, and I can tell you, as much as I like X, you are pretty much right to lean more towards Gore Ico, because X is more defensive. Like, they're both very offensively powerful, but X is more defensive, whereas Gore is more attack-oriented.
Okay.
And he also has a really good dash. Like, he has basically this aura that does damage. to
Oh
anyone
yeah, I
else.
think I've seen
Also-
that in some of the arena battles.
And he also can get a shield, depending on what chips you install, I think. But her dash is really good, and in fact, it makes traversing the event level a lot easier. But yeah, you're definitely right to go for sure.
Yeah.
So, I was, oh, sorry, was I interrupting?
No.
No, I was pretty much finished. I was just telling him about the characters and that, like, yeah.
I got a new Yu-Gi-Oh deck today while I was up the hill.
Nice. Any particular theme, or is it just?
Oh God, Forrest, no one wants to hear this shit. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, like people want to talk about your Magic the Gathering strategy.
Oh yeah, you're gonna really love this. Okay, you're gonna love this.
Guys,
So
I'm not a
what happens?
I just wanted to say hi, though. So I'll see if I can view your stream.
All right, I'm just kidding. Go on ahead.
It's obelisk.
Wait, did I? Oh no, you're still there. I'm like, wait, did I really make him leave? I was just
No,
talking.
no. Dice was having some issues seeing the stream, so he hopped
Oh,
out to
okay.
try and figure it out.
But dude, I wasn't being
I
mean.
got
I was just joking. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. It's the obelisk structure deck.
Ah.
I
Oh,
I
Lord
got
have
it
mercy.
because it has photon saber tiger, which I need. Which I need if I want to make my photon deck in real life someday.
That reminds me, I believe on Steam I have access to Master Duel. I should probably find some way to transfer my Switch Master Duel to to the Steam version. So, all right, let's see. We've got Lancers. Tomoe would be perfect.
Yep.
It's this one. There we go.
Hmm.
And we've got Metal
Oh
Gear
yeah,
Sigurd over
yeah,
here.
Silver. Did you ever get that thing? Did you ever get that thing that what the hell is it called? Fucking hell, the thing that was going to allow you to stream Switch games.
The what?
That thing that I think you said you had gotten it like a while ago or something, but it was like that thing that was going to let you stream Switch games. Like you needed
Oh
some kind
yeah,
of a Twitter.
the Elgato thing. I think Soul mentioned something that I could do with it, but I'll have to try it out at a later date or something.
Oh, okay then.
All right.
All right. There's
'Cause I was
actually
going to be like, hey,
there's
you
actually
can
a,
try out streaming Salmon Run or something. There you go.
there's
Maybe.
actually another card. There's actually another card in this deck. Looking through, there's another card in this deck that I got this deck for, and it's Supply Squad.
Huh.
Whenever a monster, once per turn, whenever a monster of mine is destroyed by battle or card effect, I get to draw a card.
Ooh, nice. Oh, cutscene.
So I basically, it's much harder to make me lose resources because I can
Oh,
draw
hold
whenever
on,
I
there's a
lose a
cutscene.
monster. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, cutscene.
While dead souls nursing grudges did show up from time to time, the servants were always quick to deal with them. But no matter where they looked, there was no sign of anything that could help bring the singularity to an end. But there were still other things to be found, though it wasn't a record of the past so much as the past itself. It was the sound of rancor and confusion filling the air, asking only one question. Why?
Why? 'Cause fuck them, that's why.
Nah.
Yeah, I just...
This journal is written with characters from multiple different languages. I cannot determine what it is saying. Perhaps it is a kind of code? That would explain why it is written like this. Hold on, let me take a look at that.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't make heads or tails of this. I only see blonde, brunette, redhead. Watch nobody get that reference.
Alright, well, it looks like I'm being summoned by the Coquille Frog, so...
Alright, take it easy.
Stream and... Yeah, talk to you guys later. Have fun.
Alright, later.
When the robot asshole is summoned by the frog.
Though that does not give us any leads. Let me see that. I can read this. You're right. It's code written in a mixture of Old Chinese and Japanese. Oh, wow! Here, Tomoe. I'll teach you the trick so you can read it too.
Imagine how fucked up you had to, how much you fucked up your selling contract to have MSL be a summoning creature. I'd want that. I'd want my money back, quite frankly.
Understood. Thank you. Sure thing. Okay, so first.
Why am I imagining one of the frogs from Naruto now sounding like MSO?
Okay, we need to make a meme about that.
Jutsu! Hey, rich boy!
I just finished reading the journal, Master. Where to begin? An unbroken string of memories begins to split apart. It seems this mountain was once called Redacted. This village has been around for a very long time, or at least since well before my own lifetime. It looks to be about 2,000 years old or so. 2,000 years? Excuse me, Lady Yume Ren, but how do you read this name? Beats me. Those characters don't make any sense there. It's probably someone important, but whoever wrote this changed some details so they couldn't be identified. I see. There seems to be something strange about this person's writings. Strange how? The descriptions they give of various people are contradictory. For example, these passages here. Oh? Did the power just go out? Huh? It is nighttime already? But the sun couldn't possibly have set so quickly. A demonic creature has appeared, so it's night now. So this is another of the rules. Sorry, everyone. It looks like it's here now. What's here? Oh, I thought you knew. A decrepit old apartment building, empty rooms, stagnant air, sealed off spaces, and the malice accompanies them. It's a scary story that's told all throughout the world. The haunted apartment building. This is quite the pickle, huh, Master? What are you going to do? What else? We pound the snot out of it until... Would you settle down already, Tomoe? I'm getting sick of hearing you stomping around. I didn't move a muscle. I didn't so much as budge either, of course. Was that you then, Master? It wasn't, was it? Definitely wasn't me. Then who? Why, it was me. Ah! Why did you run from me, dear Anchin?
Oh no.
God.
Kiyohime?
Spare him!
Are you alright?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm not running
no.
at all. Not when there are so many Anchins here. What do you mean?
Spare him!
Oh my! Anchin,
Activating my flight response.
I'll never chase you again. I'll never hate you ever again. You and I can just live out our days here, forever and ever. Kiyohime, you're burning up in the literal sense of the word! Oh my, whatever are you saying, dear Anchin? This is just a paper-covered lantern. It helps me wake up with the toasty rays of the morning sun. Ooh, so she's literally cold-blooded. She thinks I'm Anchin too? This is very bad. Seems we'll just have to do what we do best to settle her down. So, kick her ass. Right? Of course! I'll help you. It would be a big problem for me and my guardian if she were to burn down this whole building. Come on, Master. You help too. Right. John, remind me why you have a thing for Kiyohime again?
Silver, don't ask questions you aren't prepared to learn the answer to.
And she's got a lot of health this time around, too.
Yukio, same crazy.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Okay, so apparently everyone has the Unchin trait now. So she does extra damage. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Spare us!
Okay.
Okay, so I have returned really quick because I just found something else. Turns out, I guess we were all incorrect about how Salmon Run works, because apparently it's the people who are the highest rank who don't get any experience points, but the people with the lowest ranks actually do. So I
Oh,
guess that time when I thought nobody got experience points, I guess you did, but I just didn't notice because I'm like, wait, nobody got any because we were all higher than you.
probably
That's
didn't
probably what
notice,
happened. That's
yeah.
probably what happened. So I mean, I guess later tonight, if you and maybe Forrest want to play, I mean, actually, it might be too late for Forrest. So yeah,
Yeah,
but
we'll
yeah, if you
see.
want to play, all right.
I I'm definitely gonna be asleep because I didn't sleep the best last night.
Oh, right, because of a
Well, I
certain
didn't.
hairy baby.
Well, I didn't sleep all that well last night either. But guess what? Duty calls.
Episode hey baby. Look, I'm a sniper. I gotta be on my A game.
Yeah, now that I think about it, the closest to a sniper rifle or sniper weapon that the Gristle variety has would be the Tri-Stringer. So,
That sucks.
yeah. Alright.
I guess you said the get like Grizz Samurai is much more about combat than it is about like anything else.
Well, I
So
mean,
you try
there are
faster firing
snipers.
weapons.
I mean, sniper rifles do exist in the rotation, but yeah.
And I was talking about like horde combat. So like you definitely want more like faster firing weapons than the Charger.
Well, not all of them are fast. Like, there's the Gristle Squasher, which is really powerful, but it's really slow also. I mean, the shot is really good, though, but yeah. There's like a, it's to balance things out, I guess.
Dang it.
But anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. So, Silver, if you're up for it, huzzah. But we'll see what happens.
I'll see you after the stream.
Alright, well, I'm still at work, too, so...
Alright.
Anyway, talk to you guys later.
Take it easy, man. Oof. Well, we're doing alright. We're holding our own against Kiyohime.
Why is she obsessed with cooking people?
Because that's her
You
whole
really
thing.
want to know?
I know why. But that was one single man, not an entire. Not.
Well, the way things work in the Fate series is that if that's their part of the legend, that's part of their persona. So if Kiyohime's legend was involved, like, trapping a monk in a bell and cooking him alive under it, then that's the part that's associated with her.
That's dumb.
I mean, there's also a gag of, like, Brunhild mistaking Siegfried for Sigurd just because the legends of Siegfried and Sigurd are so similar.
Oh, where's John? Down here, stupid! How'd you
dumb.
jump all the way down there?
It is dumb.
He's not quite dead yet. He's getting better.
He's getting
And why
dumber.
is he covered in sticks, twigs, and stuff? Nobody told me there would be a bush near here!
Suffer.
Huh? What was I just doing? Oh my. What are you all doing here? Oh, thank goodness. She's come back to her senses. Well, you know, as much as a berserker can. Oh, wait. She is a lancer now, yes? At any rate, what in the world happened? What do you mean? I'm afraid I have no memory at all, whatever I was just doing. Setting that aside for the moment, excuse me, Kiyohime? Yes, that's me. What can I do for you, oh small and virtuous one? 1, 2, 3.
What did you just do?
I hypnotized her. It's a good thing she was so susceptible to it.
Oh. Well, this
That
is
was-
something that you really like.
Now I'm just imagining Kiara as a street hypnotist. God, that would be dangerous.
I hate you.
It's dangerous enough that you are one.
I mean, not really.
Or that you try to be one.
I'll take her to a room where she can rest. There are still several things I would like to ask her. It doesn't seem like she remembers anything. I see. But hey, at least we know this mountain's name now. Isn't that something? I guess finding out who's behind all this was too much to hope for. Don't worry, there's no rush. These sorts of things are best taken one step at a time. Just like virtue. There are so many more moving experiences ahead of us as we go. It's a lot like playing hard to get. Well, I'm pretty wiped after all that fighting. How are you holding up? I'm fine, of course. That's so. Damn, we spent so much time fighting that it's actually nighttime now. Let's get back to the cottage before anything else tries to jump us. Sounds good to me. I guess I can go a little further just to get that daily bonus. Usually it comes when the rollover happens at midnight. Let's see.
Really?
Panic apartment, yep. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get that Yume Ren with Hide Hunter.
How did John jump into a bush? It was either that or getting charred, X.
I mean,
Better
valid.
using me.
Here's the thing. Jump into the water if you don't want to get charged. Jumping into a bush just means you may get charged worse.
From all the way up there on the apartment floor?
Yes.
要は殺し合いよ。お主の全力見せてもらおう。
Alright.
John sometimes isn't exactly known for sound ideas.
Alright.
This coming from the 3'3" god.
Easy, easy. Alright, let's see. Do.
No, he has a point.
お前が舞のれお前がやりなさいよ。たまにはこういうのもね触れられると思うあの方の目を楽しませたいだけ
The chip man.
さあもう死んでいい
Well, at least Kiyohime's back to some form of normalcy.
As normal as she can get.
Man, you know we should just brought in our bronze song.
Hey,
So,
considering
I forget if you saw, John, but during my Pokemon Platinum run, I ended up with a
you told me
Bronzor.
this story already.
Yeah, the Bronzor with Heat Proof.
And we named it Anchin.
Named it Anjin.
And somewhere Kiyohime is bouncing off the walls like an uncontrollable idiot. So like you. Mother,
I mean, it's an
I walked
ancient
right into
Anchin
that
you
one,
can't
didn't I?
burn
Hey,
Because it has heat proof.
I mean, hey. As a Bronzong, Anjin could dress pretty sharp. He would always be sharp. Damn it, I fucked up the execution of that joke.
Couch.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I kind of deserve the couch for that one.
練習ってことで
Floor.
たまにはこういうのもね
I'm not gonna
I know
make
what
you
I'm gonna
sleep
do.
on the floor. I have slept on the floor. It sucks.
触るな
Sleeping on a couch, easy.
No. That's welcome to my life with these two.
You were planning for him to sleep on the floor because you've never had to do it. It is
I actually had to
worse.
do it
Oh.
with a sleeping bag.
Here's the thing. You had a sleeping bag.
Alright.
さて
前の練習ふざけてる
I didn't. You think when I said I slept on the floor, I'm referring to a sleeping bag? No. I meant when I didn't have a mattress. So my only option was sleep on the floor.
Was the floor at least carpeted?
No, the floors of my apartment are all like those like white squares.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough.
Let's see.
It sucked. Sucked major ass.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't one of the servants here John's big sister?
Which one?
Stringy hair, says bend a lot, wears a kimono, or a schoolgirl's outfit or something. I don't
Hi,
know.
Butts. Hi there. Hi.
Ooh. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead have you may Ren go first, then Vlad, and then
Vlad
the Impaler.
とくと見るがよい
Yep, this is actually Vlad the Impaler.
降雨様だけに捧げられるもの
Which one? There's like two of
すなわ
them.
ちそれを
Yeah,
貴
this
様
is
ら
the Lancer version.
命はない末尾の記憶
Oh.
So it's the actual Impaler.
It's the Vlad that we saw in Fate Extra.
散るがよアンチフリン
It's
グレ
it's
ー
the
ト
Vlad who actually impales stuff.
地獄の具現
Not
Yeah.
The funny relationship between Lancer Vlad and Berserker Vlad, it's basically the difference between Vlad the historical figure and Vlad Dracula.
Vlad Dracula went berserk after losing his
神の
Lisa.
愛を知らぬ者に
Basically.
我が魂は傷つけられぬ
Or rather, after Darnek basically threw him under the bus like a damn long dart, and forced him to activate his other noble phantasm.
Oh yeah, that part from Fate Apocrypha.
I'll admit though, Darnek's soul is a great plaything.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's end that line of thought there.
Yep. Ooh, another 100 mana prisms.
水着姿というのもあります注目注目
How many mana prisms does a guy need for getting probably one of the greatest ages of the Age of Gods?
マナプリズムと交換
Let's see, how many do I have now? 771.
I got like over 5,000.
Well, that should at least prep me for the monthly rollover when the summon tickets and the embers refresh.
まだ見ていく
And I'm going with those and the foes as well.
Oh, wait. Oh no.
What? What is it?
What is it?
Oh no. I have the dumbest nickname for a Golduck when we get to Black and White 2.
Oh no.
Duck Kappa. Duck Kappa. What does it mean nicknames that just combine two words?
Alright. Let's see. File 1, part-time job diary. No battles, but...
That one doesn't even roll off the tongue as well as like Frost Tree.
Alright, here we go.
Desert Dial.
File 1, part-time job diary.
Fair you.
0th month, X day. My days of wearing this mask begin. I just need to wear this mask and go about my life.
I have no idea what the point is, but it doesn't interfere with eating or drinking, so everything should be fine. It's too bad I can't find a payphone. This place doesn't have any phones. There's a TV, so I won't be bored. 0th month triangle day. I checked my reflection, and it looks like I'm building some muscle. Must be thanks to all the working out I've been doing. 0th month triangle day. In the beginning, I always wanted to take off the mask, but I realized that it's been over 10 days since I last took it off. Even though I can't wash my face, it doesn't itch, and I haven't broken out in rashes. I got curious, so I thought I might take it off, except I don't know how to take it off. How do you take off masks again? This is when the COVID regulations have been on for too long.
Wow!
You really went there.
I went there.
I was gonna make an SCP-035 joke.
Why am I catching strays from a human?
Easy, easy. What day is it? What month? I don't know what time it is. I'm strong. I don't mind getting sliced. I don't mind getting burned. I don't mind getting shot. It doesn't hurt. Ugga, ugga. Help me, mommy. I am getting some serious shades of Resident Evil here. What's the next page gonna say? Skin itchy? Hungry?
I wasn't gonna say it.
The hell? This is my handwriting, but none of it makes any sense. I'm not wearing the mask anymore, and nothing weird happened to me. Man, this is kind of freaking me out. I'm just gonna leave this diary question mark behind. Anyway, the important thing, my part-time job's all done. Although this village was a pretty weird place. Wonder if I could tell a story about it to an occult magazine or something. I just reminded myself of that string of jokes in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Abridged. This house is filled with the dead! And they're silent, like the hills! We must escape this residence of evil! Don't worry, you won't be left for dead! They just went rapid fire with that joke. Freaking antfish. You know what? I think this time.
You know, honestly, that feels like an ant joke to make. That feels like his kind. That feels like his kind of joke.
Antfish kind of joke, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. After watching the commentaries, you can and learning like, okay, who wrote what joke, you can start to pick out like everyone's humor.
Yeah, kinda. Let's see. Oh, I can buff one assassin skill. Actually, if I do this with Charlotte, I can probably buff her haphazard planning the rest of the way. Let's do that. Okay. Yep, sure enough. Alright, started with her skill at level 2. Let's see where we ended up. And it stopped at level 5. It's still not bad. I've already got her first 2 skills to level 10, so yeah.
その代わり戻ってきたら
What about Atkins? Oh, hello! Karizul is here.
So, the Shinobi, I've been expecting you.
I was still expecting a Doofenshmirtz voice given the bits.
我ながらいい調整だ。惚れ惚れしちゃう。次はもっといい仕事をするからね。
Yeah, by the way, with this JP guy from the new Street Fighter,
Oh?
I wonder if John can reach that level of drip.
I'll have to check it out. I think I'll go ahead for... Oh. Welcoming Morning. Alright, let's see what we got. Dawn is breaking. Who broke her?
Back.
Okay, so now it's daytime again. Defeat 6 danger demon boars. Ooh. And for this one, I need to clear mission number 12. Let's see. What is mission number 12?
マスターさん、無事お仕事をこなしたようですね。今回はどんなお話を聞かせてくれますか?
Defeat 6 danger demon boars. Completing this mission will unlock Lake Panic, or some sort of prologue for something. Like, that's literally the name. Alright,
Oh, Drake, did you get the video?
What's that?
No, Drake.
Ah. Alright, some safety cottage. Let's get Prince of Lonling here. Team Saber. And let's go ahead.
Oh, she left up.
Yeah, she's dealing with she's dealing with her cat. Her little baby boy.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
What?
Also, Silver,
Yeah?
The other word for a cat.
whenever you get the chance, check Street Fighter.
Alright, give me a minute. I'll probably take care of it after the stream, given the time.
Alright.
Let's see.
Lance is being a little pain in the ass again. He has fully forgiven me for letting someone visit for an hour, and now he's like, I'm just gonna cause mischief. Because I missed the chance for like, between the hours of 5 and 6. Hey, butts.
I keep saying this. I really liked Sigurd's Second Ascension. He looks like a freaking Metal Gear Rising character.
What are you doing? Oh, you're just zooming away. Okay, Papa.
Drake? Drake, you there?
ですか。了解。
Just not. I'll just drink my tea.
Alright. Probably won't be on for much longer, so... Oh, hello. What was that noise? Was that from Streamlabs? I'll have to look at it
What
later.
noise?
Let's see. Unling, Sigurd, Hajime.
Who's that?
What's up?
I'm sorry. I'm doing a therapy session for some stormtroopers after Cal Kestis and Starkiller utterly turned them into Twitter bios.
Jesus. Alright,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's have Lunling use Demonic Visage. Or Demonic Visage, I think it's supposed to be pronounced.
So, dumb question.
What?
Landling has this pretty boy face.
Yeah?
How does he not have a girlfriend?
Good question. Maybe it's like Axios with Glory of Heracles. He's worried he'd like draw the ire of like many husbands.
Wait, what did he do with Star Destroyer?
Ooh, okay. I
What?
think I'll go ahead do that. Actually, yeah. Critical strength up. Prince of Lungling in battle. There we go.
I don't remember if I did carry. Not gonna watch it while we're calming on stream though.
Alright.
That's alright, take your time.
I do like the touch that whenever Lunling is in this costume and he uses his Noble Phantasm, he just takes off a pair of sunglasses rather than removes the mask he usually has. Alright. Bulwarker Grab.
了解 魔剣完了秘伝の勝利見せてもらうこれなるは破滅の黎明エルベルキッラム
I had to choose.
Alright, and with that, I think we're at a good point to call it for today. Oh! Let's see. What other quests do we have? Yeah, I guess I can do more off-screen grinding. Take care of all these missions that are showing up. Huh. And we got a fair amount of QP from that. 375 grand. I think I'll go ahead and glue us. Ah, Silver the Shinobi. Ha! Made you think it's actually me, but it was in fact a voice recording. Leave a message after the mwahahaha. Mwahahaha. Beep. Game? Game?
Beep.
Huh?
I think the game froze.
Oh, well, that's a sign in the stream, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow evening, I believe. Streams will probably be around the same time. Let's see. Could raid Tom again. Apparently he's still alive.
We raid him twice.
Nah, let's not do that. That would probably come across as, like, spammy.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else have we got? Bless you. Okay. So, given what happened with Sigurd and Brunhild, I think our raid message is gonna be... Okay, gang, let's split up.
And search for clues.
Alright, and I think we'll go ahead... Who would be a good one to raid?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and raid Ayumi, who is currently playing some Skyrim Special Edition.
A game you still need to play.
I need to play it too.
Yeah, so don't single me out.
I would single you out because I didn't know that Carrie hadn't played it either.
Alright, let's go ahead and raid Ayumi.
I have it. I just didn't play it.
Yeah.
Well, now I can help you build a character in it, Carrie.
Alright, let's go ahead and raid Ayumi, and, let's see. I guess tomorrow the streams will be at the same times? Thereabouts? Because I have another morning shift at work tomorrow, so...
Maybe.
Alright. Let's go ahead and raid. I will see you guys later.
Let's go.